What's going on, brothers and sisters? Chris here from Namaste Gaming, and it's time for yet another patch preview. The Last Stand Southsun is due out on the 28th, and there's enough good stuff in this one to make me forgive how weak the Secret of Southsun patch was. Don't want to dwell on that, but if I've somehow managed to capture the attention of someone over at ANET, guys, taking out the best dungeon you've ever put in the game and replacing it with some of the worst open world content you've ever put in is a really bad trade. If we're going to keep up with the whole limited duration dungeon thing, maybe we could keep at least one active in-game at all times, since players seem to really like this new dungeon design, and players seem to really dislike grinding Karka and Reef Riders, no matter how much free magic find you give us. Real talk. Let's get to the preview. On the PvE side of things, it sounds like we have the game's first official solo dungeon, where we'll be hunting down Scumbag Kanak for all the stuff he did that I didn't find out about because World v World. Once we knock him about a bit for making us come back to Karka Island, we'll unlock a challenging new group adventure, which I hope means a new explorable dungeon, hopefully influenced a bit more by the Molten Weapons facility than any of the dungeons currently existing in-game. Of course, the wildlife on Karka Island is even crankier now, so those of you who didn't get your fill of being confusion bombed by reef drakes will have plenty of opportunity even after the new patch drops. It gets even better though. On June 5th, a hulking monstrosity joins the fray. Karka Queen World Boss, anybody? Seriously, I really hope it's a new world boss. Preferably one with some unique items in its loot table, a la our old pal Gary the Behemoth. While I wish we could be free of the Karka entirely, I'll deal with them if we actually get a solo dungeon out of it. Solo dungeons, or at least soloable scaling dungeons, have been something I've wanted in an MMO for a long time. I know they've been done before. Champions Online did them fairly well back when I played years ago, for example, but they haven't been in any games that I've really been interested in since. Sometimes you want that dungeoneering sense of adventure without having to round up a whole group, and it's always nice to have options. In a game built on the notion of play how you want and get rewarded for it, this feels like a good direction to take. The rest of it is largely speculation, but I'm actually excited about something in PvE again, and that's good enough for me. Moving on to World v World, we've got increased World XP rewards. This seems kind of unclear to me, because the things they're saying you'll now be rewarded with World XP for, destroying siege and repairing walls at least, not sure about escort missions, those already reward me with World XP. Maybe they're going to start giving more? I'd be fine with that. Not too clear. We're also going to be getting bonus chests every time we rank up in World v World now. These chests will contain useful World v World loot, according to the notes, which translates to me as badges, blueprints, and traps, but according to Colin Johansson, we're going to be getting a lot more ectos after this change, so I'm going to assume we're getting gear from these chests as well. Can't really complain about any of that. The more siege and badges that are available, the more likely the battle is decided based on tactics and player skill, and not which side has more gold or badges stored up in the bank. The additional rewards should also help encourage new players to stick around and get past the learning curve of World v World, since they'll at least be getting something for their time. Whoever came up with this one, give them a promotion. That stuff is just a footnote compared to this patch's big reveals for World v World though. We're going to be getting Ascended Rings and Amulets along with 6 new World v World infusions. While we don't have an official price point yet, we do know they're going to cost both badges and laurels, so if you've been saving up, you might want to hold off on spending them until the new patch drops. No info on what the new infusions are, hopefully something that's worth trading 20% extra gold drops for though. We're also getting new ranks of Defense Against Guards. Ooh, exciting. Oh, and let's not forget about Burning Oil Mastery. You'll be able to kill the 3 lobies who start auto-attacking the gate before nuking down the oil pot way faster after investing in that game changer. I'd really like to see something a little more functional added here. Maybe some out-of-combat move speed for the classes without perma-swiftness or run speed signets, or improved repair speed, or something that actually helps you define your role in World v World. With the exception of the lines that affect the more powerful siege like cannons and arrow carts, most of the World v World abilities feel pretty tame and generic. Something that feels like an actual investment and direction for the characters would be a welcome change. The last piece of World v World news we've got is going to be more important to some people than others, but the matchups for World v World are changing. There's been no real explanation given for how the new matchups will be determined, and honestly, on my NA account, I don't particularly care. I'm rocking IOJ all day, even if we end up against Blackgate and Fort Aspenwood, but I definitely don't have the same level of attachment to Piken Square on my EU account, so if our matchup ends up being bad for us, I may be out to Seafarer's Rest or Desolation with the quickness. I'm hoping this one will be more of a positive experience than a negative one, but it definitely has the potential to swing in either direction. As far as SPVP, we've only got a very small update, and it's kind of my one WTF of this whole patch. They're adding custom arena time tokens to the gem store, so beta players can extend the time of their favorite custom arenas. Wait, what? So it's still in beta, as in people are still testing it for ArenaNet so they can sell it to the general public after working the bugs out? Okay, I'm generally in favor of ArenaNet making money, and while I don't think this is patently evil or even close to it, I do think it's kind of slimy. If people are testing something for you, they shouldn't have to pay you in order to do it. The testers are already doing you a favor by working out the kinks in the system, something which, if I can remind you gently, you'd normally have to pay QA testers to handle. If it was ready for release, you'd open it up to non-beta testers, so asking for money at this stage is a touch ridiculous in my eyes. For shame, ArenaNet. For shame. Either way, this patch is still shaping up to be a hell of a lot better than the last one, so hopefully that was just an anomaly and this is the real shape of things to come. As usual, you can count on hearing from me on the 29th or the 30th with a patch note and impressions video. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss that one. If you enjoyed the video, you can let me know by clicking the like button, and as always, I would love to hear what you guys have to say about all this madness in the comments section. Much love to you beautiful human beings, and stay black.